You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed, alone and cold. You take the red pill, you enter joyous wonderland, and subscribe to Less Than Stellar. Make your choice. Good choice. Hey, I'm Tyler,
Hey, I'm Joey.
and welcome back to Less Than Stellar.
Yes, welcome back. I want to say, first off, sorry to the people out there that have been kind of waiting. I know there's about 80 of you that have texted us saying, where's the next video, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so sorry guys, we've just been extremely busy. But we do want to thank everyone who did subscribe to us. So I think there's 12 of you. Hi, Mom.
Hey.
I know you're one of them.
That's right.
Actually, I don't think my mom knows how to work YouTube. So, hey.
Either way.
But everyone who viewed it, especially the 33% of you who are outside of the country, looking at you, penguins of Madagascar.
Or somewhere. Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing. It gives us a demographic of who's watched it. So that literally, if you're watching from another country, straight up, tell somebody. Like,
please.
A third of our viewers are outside of the country.
I would
That's
love to
completely bizarre.
know if we're famous in China and have like t-shirts. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because there's only going to be like 5 people, because a third of our viewers would be literally like 2 people.
I think we're going. I think they're starting a world tour for us out in China. So we have a big,
If you guys want to meet it, let us know. We'll meet you at Lenox Mall.
So as you can tell from the title, we are covering The Matrix today. It was one of the first ones I recommended when we kind of came up with this idea. Don't worry about him; he's just referencing his notes. That's okay. But it was one of the first movies that I told him we should do this on, just because, like we said in the last episode, is that this is one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite series, and that kind of thing. So I really wanted to get his opinion. Who's never seen it, has little knowledge of it, and so we're going to go over that now. So briefly, just my first question for you is, at a basic level, what did you think of it?
Basic level?
So, like, the movie, good or bad?
Great.
Okay.
I was blown away. I went in. You hear all these different things about the Matrix trilogy, so I kind of went in with a kind of view on it.
Right.
Oh my god, it blew me away. I
Sure.
loved it, especially we'll get into it, but the effects. Whoo!
Yeah, that's true.
99. Whew, much better than Star Wars.
Yeah, honestly, that movie came out in 99, like we were saying. We were 5 years old at the time, give or take. And I think my sister and my mom, they were the first people. They had some friends over, and they were going to watch it. And I was in 1st or 2nd grade whenever they were watching it. And I kind of came in to that first scene, which is so freaking epic. It's such a crazy first scene, And when I was so young, they were like, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy? And my mom was trying to explain it to me when I really shouldn't have ever been seeing that movie. Thank you, Mom, seriously, because I love that movie still. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah, that's right. Paula?
Isn't that her name?
No, Martha.
I've known
Martha
you 3 years, and I have your mom's name wrong this whole time.
That's my aunt. Anyway, but
We said we're not really friends.
that's right. So I appreciate that. That's the reaction that you got from it, is that it's great, because it is great.
Well, I mean, just like you said, my first note here, where I have general notes, is literally opening scene was badass. Like watching Trinity do all that was, whew.
It's intense, absolutely. Well, it's kind of a perfect setup for a movie. I mean, I've seen it so many times, so me trying to dwindle back to like the first time I saw it, but it sets it up in a way you're like, what exactly is going to happen here? What is this lady who can do these kung fu kicks and all this kind of weird stuff?
She's also got probably my favorite line.
Which one?
In movie history. Dodge this.
Oh yeah, that's a good line.
Like that, I was like, corny but badass. I like it.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, at the time when the movie came out, like we said, we're going to cover this like it just came out. But at the time when this movie came out in '99, there really wasn't. I mean, they're known as pioneers, the directors of this movie, for that style of CGI. It was such a new thing to have the slow-mo and the panning around and stuff like that. And I think, we won't talk about the 2nd and 3rd movie because that's another discussion, but I think that movie, although it's old school CGI, it really, really holds up for me.
It does. Obviously, there's some little pieces there that you're just kind of like, okay,
cringy,
but a
little
lot
weird,
of it
weird.
I thought worked. Now, the robots, I think I've written down here, or whatever you want to call them, robots.
The machines,
the
robots,
machines,
machines,
all right.
called.
They're nightmare fuel, man. Like, there's that one spider one that was kind of going in and getting different things, like human batteries.
Yeah.
Like, that was nightmare fuel to me.
Yeah. What is nightmare fuel?
Makes me pee my pants when I go to sleep.
I've never heard that term before.
Really? Nightmare fuel?
I've never heard that.
Dude, it's like, that's what I saw in my nightmares that night.
Oh my God.
So
haven't kind of gone into that. You kind of want to give them the plot in case they haven't really seen it.
Oh yeah, sure. So I mean, it's a really if you haven't seen The Matrix, obviously, we're there. It's not. I really hate to say spoiler alert. The movie came out 20 years ago.
But Joey,
Spoiler alert.
it's the internet.
That's right. I'm going to say this. Spoiler alert right here, right now. But at a basic level, the movie is a post-apocalyptic, if you will, world where you have machines that have become sentient and can control things and do control everything. You have one remaining society of humans who are still alive that kind of try to fight the bad guys, if you will. They're trying to crack the code on the Matrix. Essentially, pretty much, yeah. Essentially, the machines have set up this Matrix, the Matrix, to where it seems like everybody thinks everybody is living human beings, all that kind of stuff. But realistically, they're in fields of pods, basically, where they're grown and used for energy. So the machines have become so smart that they realize they don't need humans at all, except for their literal bodies, where they suck
basically
the energy
Google out of control.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's one of the things I want to ask you a bit later on is how realistic is that as a reality of, I think Stephen Hawking said, 20 years ago that AI is what everybody should be worried about. And that's
Agreed.
all the Matrix is in a basic sense.
Post-apocalyptic world. So, kind of start going down. So obviously, first scene you see Trinity running around like crazy, and just destroying things left and right. So then we get to meet our hero, Neo.
That's right. Thomas Anderson.
Who I think correct me if I'm wrong, but the first scene we see him, he's literally waking up in his bed trying to give somebody an illegal copy of something. I don't remember.
It's some kind of, he in the movie, he was a hacker of sorts and essentially had some kind of disc that it probably was just like Frogger or something on the disc. He was like $2,000 for some like video game. He's like, thanks bro, appreciate that. Yeah. That's a good chance.
So let's see. So yeah, I honestly thought that the Matrix, when they were first showing it, when I first watched it, again, I went into this blind. I thought it was the real world, and next thing you know is Keanu gets pulled out.
Yep.
He goes with Morpheus, get to see that pill scene.
Yep.
So
what did you think? Of the plot? Did you think of anything that kind of didn't make sense? Do you have any questions about where they left the movie? Things that didn't get brought back up, or anything that jumped out at you? Because there are some problems.
There are definitely some things that kind of was like, But like, one of my main questions that I had was with Oracle. Sure. I don't know if she was explaining that, and maybe I missed it. But how do we trust her? She's part of the Matrix, and we've already seen people who are part of the Matrix can turn on you like that.
Yep.
I will say the villain, as far as why he's going after Neo, I loved it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
Hugo Weaving, by the way.
What a monster! Dude. What a freaking monster!
I love
He's played so many different roles. On so many different, like good side, bad side, whatever you want to say.
Right.
He's a killer. He's an absolute killer.
Red Skull, come on.
I mean, come on, right? Elrond? I mean, come on. Right? Yeah, so, anyway, but he, just the monotone voice of, the Mr. Anderson is perfect.
We've been expecting you.
I mean, if you had a machine, if you had, like, your computer became sentient, I think it would sound like that. Just very basic, to the point.
I would love for my Alexa to sound like Hugo Weaving. Actually, no, it would probably creep me out a lot more.
They do that on Waze. You can get like Medea as your like directional thing.
We're trying right here.
Oh my god. But
anyways, back on topic.
But anyway, so yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, so did you like back to the question? Did you find anything that just made no? So the Oracle. Actually, let me.
Yeah, the Oracle to me. Like I said, how do we trust her? How do we know she's for the one? She could literally be looking at you and saying, do this, do this, do this, and then next thing you know, you're doing the things to ruin your chances of ever winning.
Sure. I hate to answer this question like this, but realistically, the answer is kind of in the second and third movie.
Gotcha.
Kind of in the third movie. It's kind of...
See, that's what I hate, is that movies, to me, even if they're part of a trilogy, even with, let's say the Marvel Universe, you have Iron Man 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, Iron Man 1 could stand up on its own.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 could stand up on its own. Sure. But The Matrix, and I feel like through most of it, stands up on its own. Oh, even the way it ended, I did not think it needed a sequel.
Absolutely.
But I know there's a sequel, but...
I think possibly, and I could be wrong, but I think possibly... I don't know if they really expected this movie to do as good as it did at the time, and to be such kind of like a cult. I hate to use the terminology cult classic, but in a way, I mean, it seriously has got.
Well, I mean, it had
a
a
huge
$63 million budget and made $463 million. So
The
I mean,
box
it made
office, yeah.
$400 over its budget. You know, before obviously marketing campaigns, and stuff, but that's
Sure.
important.
But I would say that, like you said, it could absolutely have ended. Huh?
My nose was G.
Oh, it's okay. It could have ended at the end when he flies off. You know, he does his little Superman thing and just flies off and be's done. That would be okay. They could
As
have
cool as
ended
that
it there.
shot was, I thought it was corny.
Oh, it's absolutely cool.
But another thing I was not a fan of was the love
Yeah,
interest between Trinity and Neo.
sure. There's
Like
an important line.
when he's in the damn when he's in the Matrix and she goes, Neo, you have to come back. I love you.
What's wrong with that?
How do you love him? You've spent like 2 days with him. No, put your hand down. We're not ready
I
for
got
you.
some. Let me.
Fine, you can say after my point.
Okay, go ahead.
But how do you love him? You spent 2 days with him.
Okay.
You literally did not even like him at first. Was like, he's not the one. Bitch, he the one. And so, I guess because he knows Kung Fu?
Let me reference. What's the first? Do you remember the very first few lines of the movie?
No.
The very first few lines of the movie are you hear a dial tone, the classic dial tone from that movie, right? You hear Cypher, bad guy, or excuse me, spoiler alert, bad guy. Oops. That's right. But you hear him pick up, and you hear Trinity talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
About, hey, let me watch The Matrix for a while. I'm gonna, keep an eye on it. And she literally would go into The Matrix and watch him. So she had had an eye on him for some time. So
So are you
it's
talking
not
about before they picked him up?
Yes. At the very,
Okay. I missed that. I'm sorry.
and
I
I
still
think-
don't like it, but I missed it.
I think because I've seen the movie so many times that I want it to be real. Like I want that to make sense, but I understand what you're saying. It does seem the romance side of it seems a little bit dry.
It does.
It seems a little bit made up.
And I watched the second one too, and it got worse in there. But we'll talk about that
Sure.
in another video.
And have you ever seen Zion? If you've seen the second movie, there ain't a whole lot of good lookers out there. Not that Trinity is great looking, but there aren't a lot
She's
of normal.
pretty. She's a very pretty actress.
Yeah.
Not my type, but very pretty. Not
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that's what we're gonna base her off of by any means.
I think you just did. I think you just totally
No, I'm just-
marginalized her as an actress.
Well, you just marginalized her because you said she was ugly.
No, I said she was
Trinity,
a norm.
I know you're watching. You're beautiful, but you're also a badass MF. Okay, I'm not gonna say the bad word. So we're gonna censor ourselves. Beep. Anyways, yeah. So that I didn't like.
Okay.
But I kind of get where you're coming from, and some of the dialogue for me was either a little choppy or corny.
Sure.
Again, though, I mean, it was corny, but it was corny in the way that it was good.
Yeah.
Like, it was so bad it was good, where he's like, I know Kung Fu.
Yeah, that was a little corny.
Show me.
I think it just plays into the fantasy world of what that is, right? Is that they're these expert hackers, and the reason they got selected rather than any other person is because they understand computers, they're able to hack, they get, that side of it, that side of the Matrix, if you will. And I think that just plays into the fantasy, like, we'll plug something in the back of your head. Zzz. All right, you know Kung Fu now. You ready to do
Right,
this
no,
thing?
that part I was cool
It's
with, that he
cool.
knew Kung
Yeah.
Fu, but when
You
he came
mean the
out,
script is-
when he
yeah,
came out and
that's
said, I know Kung Fu, show me. And it was a great scene where they're sitting there fighting between each other. Like, I love watching Morpheus and
Sure.
Neo go at it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you
No, because let's be real, this movie's beautiful.
that. Absolutely.
And now it has very drab colors. I mean, I'm not saying it's beautiful as far as
Sure.
the color wise goes, but as CGI wise, like we talked about a little bit earlier,
Sure.
it looked amazing for 90 and still looks okay.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
I've just
Yeah,
thought of
please,
this
go
question to ask you. If given a little bit of boost from CGI, it is 2019 after all, so it would be a little different. If this movie, with this script and these actors at their times and all that kind of stuff, came out now, would it be as popular? Or do you think it would have drawn so many people over? Or do you think the fact that in 1999 something like this hadn't been done before, where it's kind of like a crossover from a weird kung fu movie to a futuristic world, a post-apocalyptic world, do you think something like this could come out now?
No. I don't think it could come out now and make the kind of money it did, even with
Oh
inflation.
yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So,
I don't think there's.
would
that.
it have its
Yeah.
following? Sure. I don't think it would be nearly as big. And the reason I say that is CGI has improved so much, and like you
Yeah,
said, I
that's
think
fair.
it's because they were the
But
first
we,
to do
we,
it.
we keep referencing the CGI. I mean, honestly, the most CGI we see CGI loosely using that term, like 10 times throughout that movie. You know, the
Well,
Neo dodging
it's
bullets.
a lot more with. There's a lot of green screen.
Yeah, sure.
And that's fine, but what I'm saying is there's so many movies out there that are
at the top of the heap.
I think
get
the Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of ruins it.
I think
because it's almost a superhero-esque film,
yeah.
and everybody, I don't want to say they're worn out by it because obviously they're still making bukus of money.
Ton of money.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
are you kidding me? Yeah, dude. I mean, everybody. That's
yeah.
the Avengers that's coming out. That's all anybody cares about.
Look at the original content that's being put out now.
Yeah.
And we all clamor, oh, we're tired of sequels and this. Then show it. Go to the movies and watch an original film.
Right.
I want to say James Gunn is producing a film that's coming out. It's like basically Superman without Superman. It's a little boy, but if he was evil.
Oh shoot. That's
Little
cool.
boy has
I didn't know that.
powers and he's like evil, and that's a film I really want to go see, but I don't think it's going to get a lot of traction on the sole fact that it's not a Marvel, a DC, Star
Something
Wars,
from
Disney.
yeah.
Exactly. It's
That's fair.
You know, it's almost like a
That's the problem. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, almost anything Disney. I don't know how we got on the subject, but we're gonna keep going for a second here. I don't know. I understand that Disney has been around for so long, but seriously, just about anything they put out, 90% of their content that they put out for movies is a hit, huge success. Except for that, what was that movie that Oprah was in? A Wrinkle in Time. That was kind of a huge disaster. I don't know if
that
it's
was bad.
It was not very good.
But it was kind of. But no, that's why I don't think so because it's kind of come down to these big tentpole franchise.
Sure.
Movies.
Basically, you're saying that since it's, I can't remember. I think it was.
I'll say that I think the movie landscape now is too crowded with franchises that something like this would not work.
Right, that's fair. Because at the time there were Batman and Superman movies not very Superman movies in 1999.
Well,
but now there's, but like you said, it's kind of like a superhero.
Batman
movie.
was ruined.
1999.
Yeah, that's when we got. That was after Joel Schumacher and George Clooney with his bat nipples and his bat credit card. So yeah, it kind of got ruined.
Bat nipples and bat credit cards.
So, but no, that's why. The other thing I wasn't a fan of with this movie.
Yeah.
I felt like it had. Obviously, being the one, it was too much of a Jesus Christ parable.
Okay.
And I feel like that kind of, and it hits a little bit harder in the second one, but you kind of got that, oh, you know, he's died before and now he's coming back and he's going to free us and save us all.
Yeah, I get that mentality because you have this
and
this overlord who are the machines. Then you have the people down here who need help, the people who are left in Zion and all that kind of stuff, and they have no one to believe in except for the one. I get that. I don't think it's some kind of imagery that's hidden or anything. I mean, it kind of beats you over the head with it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It beats you over the head with it. I'm fine with the little, and you almost had your Trinity, yes, pun intended, of characters.
Shit. Oh, man,
with Neo, Trinity, and Morpheus.
I know, but Trinity, the name, boom, she's the
get
pillar of that. I'm sorry, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I kind of is where my brain goes for that. That's crazy.
But yeah,
Anyway.
so I'm sorry, I gotta go back to Hugo Weaving. I know we're jumping all over the place, guys, but I gotta go back to Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving for me was the star, and I would give him an Oscar.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're forgetting the most important award that they won from this movie, the 2000 MTV Best Fight. That's right, Keanu versus Lawrence Fishburne. Well, that's right. They won.
Is that what it was for?
That's what they won that for. 2000 MTV.
It wasn't even for it wasn't Neo.
No. Versus
Well, I guess they didn't really fight, did they?
They did. They fought in
A little bit,
the
but it was more
subway.
of a chase.
Yeah, towards the end.
Yeah.
But
By the way,
fight
that was
between-
great. Where he goes to open the door and he's just standing there and I thought they were gonna go for the kill and kill off the one, and Trinity and Morgan were gonna have to step up and take his mantle,
That's right.
carry it, but obviously they didn't. But I still thought that's when we got the cheesy. You have to come back, Neo. I love you. Bitch, please.
There were. I will say that it is such a good story, and the premise of the movie is such a good idea. They really, really would have had to done such a bad job in other categories, with the CGI, the acting, all that wasn't perfect. They would have done much worse for the movie not to succeed. I mean, this was such a good and new idea in 1999 that it was gonna hit because it was just so good. It was such a good idea.
And that's why I think it worked. Like we talked about, it was. You had the Wachowski brothers. I don't know what they did before that, but obviously it wasn't much because what are they known for?
I think Star Wars.
No, stay away.
Stay away. Just kidding. Folks.
So no, but yeah, what are they? They're known for The Matrix, and everything else they've really done has kind of gone downhill. So
Sure.
As much as I love this movie,
They struck gold.
They're better.
Lightning struck once.
Yeah, it's a lightning in a bottle situation.
Sure.
They're better at visual effects than they are at making movies.
That's-
And that's not a knock because they can still make a movie 10,000 times better than I ever could.
Debatable. Very debatable.
Yeah, I mean, I have a short film out there. It's called Sitting on the Toilet.
What is that? Do you really?
You never seen it? No, I don't have that.
Oh, I thought that was-
that
I
was
was-
like some video some chick
Oh my
did.
God.
No, I write short stories though. But
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be developing those and producing those next.
yeah, so
So we've decided that you love the movie,
love the movie.
right? Number one.
Rewatchability for me, I ranked it a 10 out of 10. I could go back and watch that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
loved it.
That's cool.
I was blown. I was surprised by how much I liked it.
And
Like,
that's
I
why
really
I
liked it.
freaking knew it because it's such. But I mean, I have movies like there's a couple of movies that you would put in your top 10 of movies that I've never seen. Right? The Matrix for
Right.
me, not the whole series, I will say, but The Matrix singular is definitely in my top 10 for movies. Maybe top
I don't.
7.
I would have put it in my top 10.
That's
I've got
fair.
so,
That's cool.
but I've got so many other movies
Oh, I'm
that
with
are
you.
up there.
But that's what
So,
I'm
I
saying.
mean,
It's just interesting. I'm just glad you got that similar
I loved
feeling.
it. Yeah.
That's great.
It
That's
was
really
it was
good.
one of those where I kind of looked at it and I said, oh, you know, this will be a good movie. I'm into sci-fi and all that,
Sure.
obviously. And then it blew me away.
That's good.
Now some of the acting, let's be real. My boy right here, Keanu Reeves, can't act.
This is the real. Hey man,
He can't.
that's the real Keanu. That's John Wick Keanu.
Yeah, so we miniaturized him. We brought him back.
He's
John
so-
Wick is a badass. But
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We-
But I love Keanu. Keanu's
Yeah.
great.
he is, and he's the man. I've got it in my notes. First thing I wrote down, Keanu Reeves is the man, and right underneath that, acting's not always the best. It's not.
That's fair.
Let's be real.
Yeah. So you would. I'm glad to hear that. So obviously, I will say my rewatchability is 10 out of 10.
Okay.
And we have a nice little rating scale we've come up with over the last few days. Is we have less than stellar, 0, I guess, stellar, and then more than stellar.
Yeah, so like your lesson stellar is kind of your 0s to 4s. Your stellar is probably about 5, 6, 7,
Sure.
and then your more than stellars are obviously 8, 9, 10.
I think if you can handle that math, you can be a part of this program.
I'll
So
be
your
a
rating.
calculator.
Let me hear your. I've got an idea, but what do you give it?
So, looking kind of over my notes, story was an 8 out of 10. I thought for the most part it was pretty good. Again, something that I didn't love, but I can get past it and watch the story. Effects, I rated it kind of like we were in 1999. 10 out of 10.
That's fair. That's,
Even bullet time. I mean, it looks a little cheesy
it's
right
cool,
now.
but it was cool. It was the idea of it was cool.
Yeah, the idea was, I mean, watching him.
Yeah, and we have to be fair. If this was like I just asked you, this movie came out this year, and that's what we got, would be like, no, I'll just go watch Iron Man 2.
Yeah, like if that's what we got, you know, we'd be thrown in the same category as
Sure.
Birdemic.
And then you've got rewatchability. That's a
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's
So what do you give it? Out of,
for
out
me,
of a
I'm giving it a more than stellar out of 9.
and a 9.
Yeah, out of a 9. More than stellar out of 9.
So on a scale of 1 to more than stellar, I knew. By the way, we have 2 scales, and this is our second scale.
Well, I'm just saying,
He's
like, you
got it
know,
at
we
a
said 8,
9.
9, and 10, so I'm going to give it more than stellar. Go watch it. If you haven't
Sure.
seen it, watch it.
Absolutely. So the rating I would obviously give it. I give it a more than stellar and a 10 on our dual scale system we have going on here. But as Tyler was saying, yeah, if
What are you
you
talking
haven't,
about a dual scale? No one's been dual scaling here. Come on, man. Get it together.
that was literally 45 seconds ago.
I don't know
Anyway,
what you're talking
so as he was saying just a moment ago, if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. It is just fun. It's not for everybody, except everybody.
Yeah,
Does that make
it's
sense?
not for everybody. Yeah, it's not for everybody except if you're a Homo sapien. If you're a Homo sapien, it's for you.
That's right. I would say, now, you machines watching out there, don't get any freaking ideas.
Yeah, Google, stay away. Alexa, stay away. Siri, oh, you already know our every move.
That's right. So, as we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the video, apologies for taking so long to kind of get this video out here, but we're
It's not because we didn't want to do it. We've been trying to do this now
Yeah.
for
2 weeks.
Yeah, something
We
like
we had 2 days scheduled, and then he had to do a work thing, and then I had to do a family thing, and it's just kind of lining up weird. What? My family?
Who cares about family?
Not you.
We do.
We do.
We're a family-friendly program.
That's right. All those curse words we probably said earlier that I'm
Not
forgetting
real.
about. Not real. It's a figment of your imagination. That's right.
Boo, 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 boo.
That's right. We'll bleep some of those out. But either way, so we are going to do another movie next, and we haven't really talked about it.
No, we haven't. So it's gonna be a surprise. If you guys have any suggestions,
That's right. Yeah, it's going
throw
to
them at us.
That's right.
I know our 12 subscribers. Hey,
That's right. And we're gonna do what we did last time. This video is a bit longer, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Genuinely. I don't know. You can. I'm gonna say dodge this. Dodge this is gonna.
Dodge this.
That's it. That's right. I don't know how you can do that, but if you can give me a dodge
You
this,
did not dodge it.
that's right. If you give me a dodge this and a gun emoji, the little water gun from iPhone, I accept
Yeah, let's
that.
not go real guns because that's too violent.
That is much too violent.
Ooh, I feel like we kind of hit some controversy.
I know,
Feel
right?
that? Ooh.
2 episodes in and we're already controversial. That's right. That's right. Do you got anything else you want to mention about it, about the movie, or are you?
No, I'm good. So, hey guys, thanks for joining us for another Less Than Stellar talk show, podcast, whatever you really want to call it.
That's right.
We're actually going to get these uploaded to both YouTube and the
Apple
podcast.
Podcasts.
Maybe one day we'll make it to Spotify. You never know.
That's right. And yeah, until next time, I guess just if you want to leave a comment, like I said, about what movie, we'll kind of talk about it over the next few days, and we'll kind of see where it goes. So appreciate you guys watching.
Having said all that, I'm Tyler,
I'm Joey.
and y'all have a Less Than Stellar day.
Thank you.